a good part of the first year was just going around and talking to as many senators and representatives as I could, introducing myself just so they would know there was somebody there. Have a face to put with the name of the organization, and to let them know that I was reporting back to some of their constituents. My concept was always to have as many environmental groups as possible supporting this one office. So there'd be a presence in Springfield, so the Springfield office could report back to them what was going on, which bills were being introduced, when they're likely to come up for a vote. And to help them come to Springfield, do some lobbying for them when nobody from their group can be there.
When I first was asked to register as a lobbyist and accompany our director, Sandra McAvoy, to the state capitol, I was stunned at the number of interests that are represented there. There are hundreds of lobbyists there every day, thousands registered with the Secretary of State, and only the IEC representing full-time environmental advocacy. And I realized at that early time then how necessary the IEC was, how vital it was to be the eyes, ears, and voice for the environmental community in the Capitol. There was no one else doing that job. The people of Illinois are always concerned at some level about the environment. They want to be able to take it for granted that the water is pure, that the air is healthful, that their children have a good environment, that there are some beautiful and natural places that they can go to visit. And they want their legislators to be stewards of those things. There are a lot of components to lobbying. We establish a daily presence at the state capitol. We provide testimony to committees. We make the rounds of legislators of both parties to find support. We work with their staffs. Very important part of what we do is to mobilize the grassroots and to encourage leaders of our affiliated groups to come to Springfield and help to enforce that presence.
IEC is really one of those instances where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. IEC is not just an organization in and of itself, but it's a coalition of all of its member organizations, and by extension represents tens of thousands of people around the state. By bringing people together in that fashion, IEC is able to speak as the collective voice of the environmental community. And that is the power that we have in the State House. IEC's membership ranges quite a bit. We've got large groups like the Sierra Club, PIRG, American Lung Association, the Nature Conservancy, that are part of large national organizations, have large budgets, lots of staff, down to small groups that perhaps were organized in a local community just to fight for a local river or stream or nature preserve. Over the years, IEC has really worked to bring people together in a lot of ways, and it's been good both for people to be able to meet one another and work together to build a shared vision, as well as to be able to, in essence, use IEC to further their own goals or their issues that they've been working on. The way that IEC has been able to reach out into the community has obviously varied over the years as the needs of the particular issue have varied, whether it's through newsletters or now doing more electronic updates on a timely basis to reach people, to more pointed communications such as the green papers that were done, I believe back in the 1990s, to the briefing books that we're doing today. On top of that, there's been efforts to hold our legislators accountable by doing an environmental voting record or scorecard. The IEC is really a product of all of the people and organizations who take part in it. And at last count, I think more than 250 people have served on the board of directors over the years. There have been dozens of staff people, hundreds of organizations that have taken part in one way or another. As the executive director serving today, nothing that I do could be accomplished without the hard work of everyone who served and been part of this organization before me. I'd certainly like to thank everyone for all of their effort over the years and as well for all the effort that I'm sure will continue to take place in the years to come.